to me by my parents.
She's entitled to her opinion.
Would you consider it wrong if I told her, darling, wear dresses, not a t-shirt?
No,
can't we take it as easy as that?
But I would also say, but you know, Shahrukh, I'm not comfortable. We'd have a discussion about it.
Yeah, one second. Let me just hear some more voices. Dr. Naik, give me a second. There are lots of voices here. I just want to get some of them.
My mom doesn't wear a hijab. And I remember that when my sister entered her 10th, she's my elder sister, so she opted to wear a hijab because she wanted to wear it. Unfortunately, she was not accepted by the society where we live in, and there used to be continuous query about it, that as to why she wearing a hijab. In fact, all the society used to think that my mom has become very, very strict with my sister.
So you're saying your mother doesn't wear one, but your sister wore one of free will.
Yeah, that's the society.
That I would accept as free will.
You want to stand up and just make your point, then I go back to the panel.
See, the point is, she decided to take the hijab after her 10th standard. Did anyone ask her why? And if people were being curious about it, I mean, it's natural. If you've seen someone growing up in front of you and her mom doesn't wear a hijab and suddenly she decides to don one, you are going to worry, right? It's like, what's happening? Why is she doing this?
Okay, one second. That's the operative part. You are going to worry. Hang on, guys. Hang on. 1 second. We'll go back to the panel. You want to say something?
Yeah, why would you worry? I mean, if tomorrow if I start wearing Western clothes, will you worry about my psychological effect? I don't think so.
Okay, she's saying she used the wrong word. But there's some serious questions at the heart of this, and I want to go back to the construction of that image. Karan, when you as a filmmaker want to portray a Muslim, how important was it for you when you were projecting Shahrukh, and you obviously had a lot of things to say about religion, to make him a practicing Muslim, as Dr. Naik calls it?
We were very clear from the very beginning that there was Rizwan Khan, to me, is somebody who professes humanity and is not carrying Islam on his sleeve. Only when he prayed in reverence, he wore the cap. But there was nothing Islamic about his look, because for me, he's an ambassador of humanity, not an ambassador of Islam.
And I think the best line that I've heard in any Bollywood film, when Zareen Wahab, as the mother, says, there are no good Hindus and bad Hindus, there are no good Muslims and bad Muslims, there are good human beings and bad human beings, and that is the whole point. I congratulate you, sir.
There are fissures, there are fault lines in our society, and we are trying to navigate them here. And Najib, since you said, who are these images? These are not the people that most Muslims would recognize. I'm sort of interested in the construct of that image. Where does it come from?
I am also very concerned at these images. How that image has come, partly it has come from the deprivation of the Muslim society and the ghettoization of Muslim society and their desire to hang out together. It comes from Muslims not getting homes in places, moving into ghettos and then surviving in their own little dens. There is where it happens. It also happens, much thanks to, I mean, we have two doyens from the film industry here, that the image of Muslims that have been done, this pan-chewing fellows, you know, only saying adab and so on and so forth, and this kabbal, is not so. But a large number of these images have come from this.
But that's no longer the case in modern cinema. The projection of Islam has completely changed. This used to be a case in the 70s and 80s, and I do take blame as a representative of the movie industry, but it's not the case anymore.
But Shahrukh, is there an image of your community in images around you that has bothered you? Maybe not today, but growing up or whatever, where you didn't recognize yourself?
Something is bothering me now, that, you know, we are discussing so much, and actually I completely agree with Madni Sahab. Are we talking about just the look of Muslims? Is it not a deeper thing than that?
No.
I think it is a much
it's not as simple.
I mean, if it's just a simple thing, you know, we're discussing so much about the fact कि हमारी दाढ़ी होनी चाहिए, skull cap होना चाहिए, hijab पहनना चाहिए, कि उसका warism होना चाहिए. I'm just feeling कि is it only a matter of look? I don't think so.
No, of course it's not.
I think it is not.
Of course
so I think we should go beyond that. Not here only. I'm just talking as generally in the world कि ये सब तो छोड़ ही देते हैं. अभी वो French Prime Minister को अगर कोई problem है हिजाब से तो है. वो उनकी कंट्री का रूल है, उनका हमको भी उसके अगेंस्ट स्टैंड नहीं चाहिए. जाने दीजिए.
A lunatic fringe has begun to represent our community.
But that's what I wanted to talk about.
And that definitely films and media is to blame.
That lunatic fringe is represented in the media because the non-lunatic mainstream is not.
Yeah, it's not
because it's not.
Yes, but where is the Muslim, the moderate Muslim, got a leader who's speaking out against them? Where is today's Jinnah? Where is someone who, by the way...
Jinnah created Pakistan.
Jinnah was the most secular person you could ever meet.
In his
I happen to play
in his personal life. But
no to the Pakistan first assembly. It was a completely...
Okay, let's not debate,
second-class
Gina, but you
citizen.
raised the important question
There is
of
no
where is
Muslim
that leader?
leader.
And Shahrukh is right in saying, go beyond the image. And I come to you.
Absolutely, I would like to know. मुझे लगता है कि मदनी साहब मैं नहीं मानता था, सच बता रहा हूँ मैं आपके सामने हूँ. मैं अगर इनको ऐसा देखूँ तो ये मेरी भी गलती है कि मैं नहीं समझता शायद मदनी साहब moderate या less practicing या more practicing Muslim. Bottom line is that whether however he looks, I have to give him a chance.
What both Kabir and Alec have raised about the fringe representing the bulk. And Dr. Naik, let's come to them key questions going beyond the image. Of the fact that there are still questions raised about fundamentalist thought. Not that somebody is a Muslim and is a terrorist, but that somebody sympathizes with the cause. For example, when you are questioned, and I know because you deal with live audiences all the time, about groups like the Taliban, groups like the Al-Qaeda, groups like the Lashkar-e-Taiba, how do you resolve those questions? What is Osama bin Laden for you?
Main thing what I say, that I cannot base my answer on the media. Because if you ask me, how is bin Laden? If I have to give my answer based on BBC, CNN, it will be against the Quran. Quran says...
You mean you still have doubts about Osama bin Laden?
Yes. Why? I'll tell you why. I have my doubts. Because Quran says...
That's a really provocative thing to say, and some would say would deeply stereotype.
Why? Because I have seen the DVDs produced by the 75 scientists of America. They say it is impossible for few Arabs to come and do the Twin Tower. I have seen, because I'm a man who travels throughout the world.
Come on, Dr. Naik. Come on, Dr. Naik.
And I have seen many DVDs, and I can give it to you if you see the loose change, if you see 9/11. What I have done, I'm a man of research. And Quran says, when you get the information, check it up before you pass on to the saint. I'm not saying bin Laden is a terrorist or a saint. I say, I don't know. Because the proof that has been given, I've got counter proof by the other
You haven't seen his Al Jazeera videos?
Of course I've seen.
That's not evidence.
I'd go to Malaysia. There was a couple who were doctors who went to Malaysia. And they told that, people normally say that the Taliban are beating the women. So she told me, she was a gynecologist, those people can't be Taliban. I said, why? I thought they were Taliban. They said, I've been in Afghanistan. The way the Taliban tied the turban, the people that were shown on Natural Geography, people that were shown on BBC and CNN, they can't be Taliban because the turban were not...
But then, there is no end to conspiracy theories. But there is a deeper problem here, sir. There's so many millions of people. And I want to say this to you with no offense. There are so many millions of Muslims who follow you, who hang on every word you say. And you are saying this to them. Najib, is there a danger in that?
That's the reason I cannot say something wrong. I'm not saying he's the same. Because I've got no proof.
Okay, you made your point. You made your point. Najib and then Madani
I
Sahab.
really must intervene because I think...
Madani Sahab is surviving.
कहेंगे उसकी सफाई मदनी साहब को ही देनी पड़ेगी उनसे और इनसे नहीं ले सकते आप सफाई
नहीं उनसे भी लूंगी उनसे भी लूंगी
Barkha, I wouldn't normally say this, but as a Muslim, I think that this argument has gone to a